So what was this one again? Remember?
Flower.
That whole thing. What about just this part?
Petal.
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 There you go. I know where it is. Right there. Petal.
That's just the whole thing. Very good.
Flower. Wait.
Everyone say petal.
Petal. I get all of them. Yes.
Hi guys.
We have pulled off the side of the road. We are on our way to go get some farm equipment. We couldn't find within an hour and a half of where we live. It's called a broad fork. We're doing what's called no-till gardening. You're trying to do minimal disruption to the soil.
Yes.
Our detour has been really fun. Apparently we're in a national park, but we are on our way to go get a broad fork. We have done and tried our best so that we could have the most clean garden possible.
You're ignoring my sleep. How go to bed. Is over there. Not that.
That's quite a stick. How many feet do you think that stick is?
100.
100?
It's almost up to the sky.
Oh my gosh, it really is. Almost touching the entire sky.
If it would be 100 into the sky.
Do it teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Here is our shoes. Go.
Okay, drop it. We're trying to figure out...
We're trying to figure out the garden.
Yeah, right, on the garden. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to figure out how much compost
And
cardboard and soil. So what we've been doing is we have been putting all of these cardboard boxes, putting it over the soil to kill everything underneath. That's right. So that we... Hi friends, we're gonna need this. This is garlic. This is going in the garden. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so here's the deal.
I used to be a perfectionist, and I am very proud of not being a perfectionist in this garden. My makeshift little square that will probably blow away.
That's great. So what you're saying is there's more of that underneath the soil?
So honestly, this is called a utter true experiment. There is no seeded garlic anywhere. It's all sold out.
What is seeded garlic?
It just means it's guaranteed to sprout and like grow garlic. Whereas from the grocery store, they usually can spray it and do other things to it where it'll sprout for a little bit and then it kind of dies. So you don't know if you buy it from the store. And that's exactly what we did. We bought it from the store. We should probably plant another strip of like organic garlic because maybe it's more likely that it would sprout. But we just took these, crunched, broke them all up.
We kept the skin on.
Yeah, if you keep the skin on, it like it retains the moisture better. So we have a whole ton of garlic that may or may not come up, but you know what? Done is better than perfect.
And
so
we'll be able to eat that garlic, and that's delicious because I love things that are stuffed with garlic.
Yeah.
We have a friend, and we're on the trade and barter system out here in the wild southeast
country.
We had some venison that we traded to our friends, and they gave us some ducks.
See if we like duck.
It's gonna be awesome. And so we'll stuff them with some garlic and butter. We used to have a balcony. We didn't have land. We didn't have a piece of soil to our name. And so we're living out our dream now where we have a little bit of land, well, a lot of bit of land. My goal is that in 3 years, we can live like 80% sustainability from our land. I think we'll get to like maybe hopefully 25, 40%
we could get to
this year.
25%, 50%.
We were probably at like 5% last year or less. We are gonna do our best to fill that right there, which is going to be our root cellar.
The bottom, we still haven't told them what that room is.
Oh,
so
it's a root cellar. I think that's the surprise. Surprise!
The bottom corner
Yes.
is a root cellar.
Do you want to go show them or live this out for me? Because Alex will tell you probably tonight. Can you tell them tonight? Where do you get your seeds from?
Yes.
And how are you planting the garden?
Yes.
But like this room, we're standing in the place that will hold our food.
Yeah, this is a big future room that we've dreamed about, we imagined, and it's really awesome and such a blessing we were able to make this happen. We are going to have this part be a root cellar and a storm shelter, and our big reason for this being a storm shelter is literally the moment we were about to move into the house, we're in the RV and a massive tornado hits Nashville, and it accumulated like in the sky over where we were, which is like really scary. So this house, most houses around here have a basement dug into the hill area that kind of can act like a storm shelter. We didn't have anything like that. We had just underneath our stairs.
Man, you're so blue.
Okay, it's a little blinding.
There you go. Oh, shadow puppets.
So we were going to just make it a balcony, and when we found out the price difference of an enclosed porch versus a four-season room, which means it has walls and central heat and air, the price wasn't big enough of a difference where we wanted to add the square footage, add equity to our home. So when we decided to do that,
Cassidy's crying. Now use your knees. Ready. Jump. Oh my gosh. You got it, girl.
okay, you want to come inside and we can finish sharing?
Sure, let's do that.
All right, we made it back inside. Cassidy is fine. But I want to welcome you into Cassidy's room. Hey, good morning. Okay, last night ended up turning into a get you happy, dinner, bed, kids, exhausted parents. So good morning. Okay, should we finish trying to tell them all the updates? I'll jump back to this one out here in a second. But I am so excited to show you guys. I'm just very proud. So we have shared for years a lot of our passions, and for me a lot of it was around infertility, and I know a lot of you guys kind of joined our journey through our infertility journey and then pregnancy and then Cassidy's heart surgery. But we have a big passion that we've dreamed about forever, and that has been homesteading. We have wanted to do it. We dreamed about doing it. We were in California. To get this amount of land in California, it wasn't in the cards for us. So I didn't know if it was just gonna be a pipe dream, if it was ever gonna be something that came to be. And so anyways, homesteading is something that we have learned about, we have dreamed about, and now we are slowly but surely trying to make that happen. Part of it is a lot of health-based and things that we want to be putting the best stuff in our body possible. Another part is it's this hobby that we've been dreaming about for a long time. So this year I am just really excited to share with you. But we have this other big passion of bringing you guys along and teaching you guys about homesteading and kind of starting as a beginner. And so everything we're going to be showing you is not for the experience, but for the beginner who would dream of having a little more homestead life, the ups and downs. You guys saw our chickens. We've had some ups and downs with them so far, and we are starting our garden. Because we are not frantically moving into a house when I am big and pregnant, we are able to actually start a spring garden. And so I am planting a bunch of brassicas right now, which is like broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage and things that are a little more cold hardy. Are you talking to Sissy? Okay, but it is super exciting because I love the part where they are sprouting out of the ground. We are already getting some sprouts. Our lettuce is coming up. We've got a bunch of, I really like butter lettuce. We've got a bunch of different kinds, things that you would never even find in a store. I love that we get to make our own stuff. We've got a lot of broccoli. I went a little gung-ho. 3 seeds, I probably put in 3 and thought I didn't plant it because look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I dropped a couple more seeds in that one. We've got a bunch of broccoli coming up, and over here we're starting to get one cauliflower. We've got a purple cauliflower. And then the rest are just like the typical different kinds of white cauliflower. We are trying to make a little bit of humidity for celery to start coming up. We will see. I've tried to plant celery twice now and I've yet to be able to even get sprouts. So we sowed them superficially, just on the surface, barely touched down into the soil, trying to keep it nice and humid. We will see if we can get some celery. And then some more cabbage and leeks, and then I have my whole box down here of things I'm gonna direct sow. So I've got some carrots going on, I've got some beets, we've got some peas somewhere in there that we are going to be starting directly into the soil, hopefully soon. So I've gotten my seeds from Seed Saver, was the one that I mostly purchased last year. I really like them. I have some from Baker Creek, and we have looked, but I don't think we've actually purchased any from Johnny's. So those are kind of the seed places we've looked at. I told you about the garlic, how we are just trying as a big, huge experiment. Hi. Hi. And then I am too late, I think, on starting onions from seeds. So we might buy some onion starts, and those, a lot of people have talked about getting them from Dixon Farms. I will start leaving all of my resources just down in the description below so you can go check out all the different companies if you guys are interested. Here's my thing. Number one, I used to say I hate tomatoes. I did not like tomatoes, and neither did Philip. We planted them kind of to appease my dad because my parents were living with us and he likes tomatoes, and we were like, fine, plant more tomatoes. That's fine. We'll make some into spaghetti sauce. Once you have some food that is homegrown, it is a different story. Same with carrots. Carrots I always like carrots, but homegrown carrots are like nothing in comparison to carrots that you just buy from the store. I just encourage you guys to come along and get started with us. I am making this video because I feel like I am always behind, and we are extremely ahead this year on starting seeds, and I don't want you guys to miss just starting a pot, just getting the practice and the experience of those tools in your tool belt. Philip and I did pots, attempted to garden in our old homes, but both of them had full shade all the time. Like, our balcony in our condo maybe got a couple hours at the most, but we were using that time when we couldn't really grow anything to just practice. And I would encourage you guys, if you guys have land, practice. The gardening community is going off the charts. It had an outrageous growth last year. I think watching things fly off the shelves and not being able to get all the food that we normally would last year made people realize, hey, maybe we should at least know these skills of how to garden if we need to have a little bit more food on hand. So anyways, I encourage you to come along with us. But this video is to encourage you to be proactive right now. Go and get some seeds. If you are doing your summer garden, you can wait a little bit. If you want to do some brassicas, you might need to start some now. But maybe you don't start anything from seed and you just get some seed starts. Just start planning ahead. Plan ahead now. Up. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. I think our grow lights are a little bit too high, and I think our plants are already starting to stretch, like trying to reach for the light. So we'll lower that light, and hopefully we will get a bunch of good plant starts and be able to start this spring garden. Oh, okay, another thing to prep on. If you are planning on canning this year, start getting some jars. It just feels like things kind of flew off the shelves last year a little bit. So I'm just more encouraging for our community here to be prepped and proactive and what is the word? What am I looking for? Prepared. That's the word I was looking for. I am just want our community here to be prepared and practice some preparedness this year. So, Callie, can I show you some of our seeds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, you like them? Yeah? Uh-huh, that one's broccoli.
Which one do you like?
You guys did a lot of cauliflower, I think. I think you guys did this one. And then we've got our plugged in where we can turn it off for a few hours a day. But we're gonna set it on a timer so that way that's all set.
I will get this to you as soon as it's processed.
Perfect, sounds great. Our babies are coming. That's crazy. It's so trippy. I used to be so just weirded out by IVF, and when I sit back and think about it, I'm still very weirded out. We were in a different state from our embryos for a year and a half, and now they are coming. They're coming for us. Huh, crazy. Well, someone's collecting firewood. Awesome. Kinsley's just hanging out. I have been promising you guys this update for a few vlogs now, so I am determined to finish this vlog by telling you what in the world is going on. We were going to be doing a sunroom. It wasn't that much more to do a 4 seasons room, which means you add central heat and air, therefore it added square footage, therefore it added equity to our home. So we ended up doing that. And when we were building out, Philip really felt, okay, we need to have that storm shelter. And while we were doing that, I'm like, well, can the storm shelter technically be our root cellar? And so that's what we determined, that this section right over here is going to be a big, huge, massive storm shelter, but mostly root cellar, which is super exciting for just more storage. We don't have a walk-in pantry or anything like that in our kitchen, so this is just gonna be like our pantry, just our long-term storage pantry. And then next to it, we are not finishing it, but we are putting in plumbing for a bathroom. And the rest of the room is going to be kind of our dream room of things that we want to do. I'm not going to commit to what this space is going to be yet, but we have some pipe dreams for it. But down here is probably not going to be super finished. Philip is very handy, and he always says, you hold too much faith in me. And I do, and I'm proud of it, and I want him to hold up to my dreams, which he always does. And we can put up the drywall. We can do a bunch of stuff down here to finish it down here without necessarily having to pay to finish it, and that will add even more square footage. So we kind of have some big, huge pipe dreams for this place. When we installed the RV down on the side as our guest house, currently my parents are staying there because of the way the world is right now. Traveling back home is not on the forefront. They might be leaving at some point, but we wanted this place to kind of be a burnout hospital for, we have a lot of friends in ministry. We wanted them to be able to come here, get refreshed. We just have a lot. We have a lot of dreams for this place. Yeah, I won't go further, but dream-wise, oh, we have so much. We have so many dreams that we want to accomplish and fulfill. We aren't sure how to make it happen. So this space is going to be, if we can visualize it, this is going to be a bathroom right here. The rest of this is going to be a storm shelter root cellar. And then everything from here over is going to be a staircase and then a big, huge open room. It's partly going to be office space, if you will, slash man cave, slash recording studio spot. Just, it's got a lot. There's a lot of dreams just sitting on these foundation cinder block area. But pretty soon this is going to be downstairs. And we're going to have an upstairs right here. Mama. Hi. 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 Our little hidden homestead is coming together. I'm just going to throw this out there. If we switch Philip's office to being downstairs, where he won't get as interrupted, that upstairs office can stay as a pretty office, my office, or baby room. Just throwing that out there.
Hi.
Hey. So we've got to land this plane, land this vlog, but I talked to them all about preparedness, and that's pretty much what it looks like you're doing. What in the world are you doing?
So we had a lot of winds that blew down trees last year.
Oh, okay.
And do you remember when that big tree fell over? That one right there?
Yeah.
So when my kids are playing in the forest, I like to make sure that the trees that they're under are not going to collapse on them.
That's a good idea.
And so today was a cold but sunny day, and the rain is coming and the winds are coming.
Okay.
A lot of these were kind of branches that were like fallen but still on, like leaning on trees. Some of them were on the ground, you know.
Yeah.
I probably have 40 more loads of this stuff to go, but I just one load a day for the next couple months, and
done.
It gets me bulky and working out and sweaty, which is my dream.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, now we get to burn this and do firewood, and it's fun.
Yeah.
The land heals itself. So when a tree dies, it falls to the ground, compost, And what is left and hasn't composted, we can take out that's dried out and make a fire and keep warm.
Brilliant.
I love it. I love how God made nature. It's amazing. All right, kiddos, let's go.
Just the way